Thank you very much, Chairman Bouchon, Ranking Member Lipinski. I very much appreciate the opportunity to be here to speak with all of you and represent the Illinois Emergency Management Agency, Governor Quinn, and the State of Illinois to discuss this incredibly important program of the National Earthquake Hazards Reduction Program. So it's a critical asset, not just in our ability to work with the earthquake hazard, but all hazards, because it's really about that collaborative nature that the program was really founded under. My biggest concern right now with the program overall is that the collaborative nature in which it was founded to execute is something that we've kind of strayed from over the course of the past few years. And there's a variety of different reasons why that's happened. But right now it comes at a time when the risk of this particular hazard, we're gaining a better understanding of it, and we're certainly seeing both increased frequency of seismic activity, and we're getting a better understanding of the severity of the potential threat. And that was mentioned earlier with the USGS's release of their updated earthquake hazard maps and some of the statistics that we see just from the last few years. So taking in context in Illinois and the central United States, that area of the country on average from 1981 to 2011 saw an average of 20 earthquakes per year. In the last 3 years, we've seen a quintuple increase in the frequency of earthquakes to the tune of 100 earthquakes per year. So this in and of itself is certainly concerning, but it also highlights the importance of what we're talking about here. Now, it's a little known fact that the most powerful earthquake in the continental United States in history actually happened in the central United States in 1811 and 1812 when a 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck and 2 aftershocks. If a comparable magnitude earthquake struck today in the same area, it would cause economic damage to the total of about $300 billion. Put into context, Hurricane Katrina, the most expensive U.S. disaster in history to date, was $106 billion. So there's a lot of progress that we can make and a lot of things that we've seen to make progress in this area in the emergency management community. A specific example is the Capstone 14 exercise conducted in June of this year, when we had an opportunity for 2,500 personnel in 20 states to participate in this four-day event. We beta tested the first ever multi-state common operating picture, sharing more than 13,000 real-time status updates of critical data from 440 counties and 7 impacted states. Additionally, we launched the first national resource database with more than 500 mission-ready packaged assets deploying from 18 different states across the country. The tools and processes created for this exercise have fundamentally changed the way we plan for, respond to, and recover from disasters of all types. Additionally, we developed awareness campaigns such as the Great U.S. Shakeout, with millions of people participating across the country. We also improved school safety drills and created public service announcements to educate those in areas of the country where the threat still remains a relative unknown. Despite these successes, these efforts also serve to identify gaps in our systems and capabilities, as well as the inherent weaknesses in our critical infrastructure and life support systems. The problem in front of us now is, because of these issues, right now the track of NEHRP really threatens to not only lose some of the lessons that we've learned in recent years, but really take us back to a time that predates the existence of the program. Some of these problems begin with the expiration of the NEHRP authorization in 2009 that's been discussed extensively today, and the lack of reauthorization since then. This program absolutely deserves to be a legislative priority, and balance should be restored in terms of how the program is governed and funded. While emergency management plays a significant role in earthquake preparation, response, and mitigation, only one of the 15 members of the NEHRP Advisory Committee actually come from the emergency management profession. From a funding perspective, emergency management is also grossly underrepresented, receiving less than 7% of all funds allocated for this particular threat. To make matters worse, the state-level earthquake program managers are rapidly disappearing due to a decision by the Federal Emergency Management Agency pulling all state funding in Federal fiscal year 13. The need for coordination between all levels of government has never been greater, and yet the program continues to lag behind at the Federal level because of FEMA's NEHRP office being buried and fragmented within the agency. This disjointed approach makes it even more important for the earthquake consortia located throughout the state that perform that multi-state coordination effort. Language related to consortia absolutely needs to be restored as part of the authorization, recognizing these entities as critical in the process of multi-state coordination for these particular threats and along regional lines. The most important change in research and development measures is a better integration of the components of the program. NEHRP was designed to be a hazard reduction program, not just hazard research. Conduct more targeted risk assessments based on joint evaluations from program participants. These assessments would be focused on more detailed impact analysis in sectors of critical infrastructure such as road and bridge networks, rail systems, potable and wastewater systems, voice and data communications, and the national power grid, to use the limited resources that we have on the most important projects first. I appreciate the time here today, and I look forward to any questions that you might have.